Now, I mentioned the neglect of the gates, and this is the sort of poster child for that. This is the class of 1870 gate. It's just a couple down from Johnston Gate. It was designed by McKibben and White, and you can see here how delicate this gate is in contrast to the kind of robust Chicago-style Johnston Gate. There's a beautiful sundial that you see in the foreground here that was part of the gift of the class of 1870. It says, "On this moment hangs eternity." Very beautiful. You can see here that the gate is locked permanently as a security measure, and how it's raised like an eyebrow that beautifully frames the blue gable of Holden Chapel. And you can see on the right how the gate looked when it was open. It really formed a beautiful threshold with a step leading up into this little courtyard with a wonderful sundial in it, and then this kind of very intimate space, much more small scale, really telling you about the Harvard of the 18th and 19th centuries as opposed to the very large spaces in front of Widener Library. But that experience is no more because the university has locked the gate. And then this was the killer. One of the students, the student who wrote this, discovered that the leaves at the bottom of the wrought iron post were crumbling, and one of them had actually cracked and was breaking apart, hanging almost literally by a thread. So on my last day in Cambridge, I went to Trinity Church and saw as many great buildings as I could before I was going to come back to Chicago, and I went by this gate because it is my favorite gate, and I kind of like watch out for it. And that leaf that you just saw had fallen off and was resting in the middle of a 4-square post. And it was like a horrible decision because usually journalists don't get involved in a story. So what was I to do? Let this little leaf stay there where it would get blown away, or some tourist would find it and take it home, and God knows what would happen. So anyway, I picked it up and I delivered it to Lori Gross, who's the assistant provost, associate provost, I should say, for arts and culture, and I gave it to her for safekeeping. And but this image tells you a lot about Harvard's treatment of these gates, and it's extraordinary to me that it's almost like the university doesn't know the abundance of riches that it has in these gates. And so this story is kind of a mix of glory on the one hand and neglect on the other.